.NET gurus can cook.
Welcome to Developer's Kitchen. Today, our special guest, David Lyman, is in the Developer's Kitchen making French beef stew. That's perfectly done. And we're preparing our palates for Ted Bahr's extra dry martini.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to Ted Bahr.
But first, we're satisfying the sweet tooth with Mark Dunn's simple but delicious Chocolate Éclair from the .NET Gurus Can Cook Cookbook. This one is from Mark Dunn, CEO of Dunn Training.
Yeah, he's a Microsoft MVP and regional director, Microsoft.
Yeah, he's at all the shows. You'll see him around there.
Of course, we see him at every show.
Well, he's got a great twist on this Chocolate Eclair. We're going to use graham crackers and we're going to layer it with vanilla pudding.
I love graham crackers.
Started. We're going to take a 13 by 9 casserole dish.
Okay.
We're going to get 2 packs of graham crackers. And we're just going to line the bottom. So this is going to be like our crust.
That's easy. I think Mark was saying in his recipe that even he can't screw this up since he's not a cook.
This looks easy. So we're going to start with 3 cups of whole milk.
Okay.
Then 2 3-ounce packages or one of the large packages of vanilla instant pudding.
Okay.
Now we're just going to whisk this.
Whisk it. All right. Yeah, let me throw that away.
You want to grab the whipped cream out of the fridge?
Yeah. You want whipped cream?
Yeah. Okay, now let's add that whole 8-ounce package directly into this.
Just throw it in there?
Just throw it in there.
All right. That looks pretty good right there.
I say this is a simple recipe, but it's extremely good. Okay, so now we're going to put half of this in our pan. And just eyeball it.
Okay. Good deal. Looks about half. Okay.
Now we're going to do one more layer of graham crackers.
That's very simple.
Let's add the rest of it.
So this is going to be 3 layers, is that right? The bottom, this one, and the
and we're
grahams on
top
top?
it with graham crackers.
Okay.
Yep.
So how long does it go inside the refrigerator?
Just till it's chilled.
Okay,
So
let's do that.
Half hour.
I'll open it up for you. I think Mark Dunn's eclairs are ready. Why don't we take them out of the refrigerator?
Let's check them.
You know, we still got to put the chocolate on it too, which is the best part.
That is the last thing to do, then you're serving.
Look at those.
So
Those are looking good. You're just going to spread them over the top?
Now we have a full 16-ounce jar.
Okay. So you just spread them on the spread them on the top, huh? All right.
Now the trick is to get a nice even, just a thin layer, just like you're icing a cake.
So once you do this, it's finished. Is that right?
That's it.
Wow. All right.
So this is a quick, easy dessert.
I think we're ready to go here.
Now that looks good.
Mark, this looks great. All right, here we go. You want to take a bite? Let's see how this tastes. Wow.
That's my kind of chocolate.
That's awesome.
That's really good.
Wow, that's really good. Now we're going to prepare Ted Bahr's extra dry martini.
The Developer's Kitchen is brought to you by Active Analysis from Grape City Power Tools.
You need to add business intelligence to your application, but you don't have the time or the resources to develop a custom solution. If only there was a way to bring visualization to your data without having to write tons of code. Guess what? Your search is over. Active Analysis from Grape City Power Tools brings you out-of-the-box business intelligence. We've done the coding for you. Enjoy pivot tables, charting, and visual analysis end-user tools all in one powerful product. Integrate rich business intelligence into your .NET application without writing lots of code. And with our new Silverlight control, Active Analysis is on the cutting edge of data visualization. Go to gcpowertools.com right now to download your free trial of Active Analysis.
It's time for Kevin's Quick Fix. Today, we're making Ted Bahr's Extra Dry Martini. Ted is the president and co-founder of BZ Media.
Now, Ted talks about the martini. Usually I like to have vodka martinis. When I go somewhere and I order a martini, I always say vodka martini, my specification of what kind of vodka I like. But the true martini is a gin martini. So if you ever ask for just a martini in a bar, they'll prepare it with gin. So we're gonna do the traditional gin martini. You always want to place either vodka or gin in your freezer. It just keeps it ice cold. So you want to chill the glasses as well. We got the extra dry Bombay gin. But he also says the drier the martini, the less vermouth. And the way he likes to do it is inside the shaker, what you do is you just place a little bit of vermouth, just slightly, like maybe a little thumbnail of the vermouth inside. You shake that up before you even put the gin inside the shaker. You kind of put it up in there, so it just kind of rims the side inside the shaker, and then you just toss it out. Now that's plenty for a dry martini.
Plenty?
That's plenty.
Jeez.
Okay, so we'll put a little bit of ice inside there to make it a little bit colder while we shake it up.
I love the quote he put in here.
Mm.
Why don't we get you out of those wet clothes and into a dry martini?
Very nice.
That's by Charles Butterworth in the 1937 movie Every Day's a Holiday.
Ah, that's exactly what we should do. So, the olives you want to kind of skewer inside there. If you want olives or you want a lemon twist, I prefer olives. You put that inside the glass first before you even pour the martini, the chilled, and then you shake this up to prepare it nice and cold. I can feel the chill in my hands already. Don, you're going to like this.
I'm excited to try
I
it.
know you're not a big martini drinker, but I think you will be after this. So look how ice cold that is. There are little ice flakes right on the top. Cheers.
Cheers.
Here's to Ted Bahr and his extra dry martini.
Thanks, Ted. Now our guest chef, David Lyman from SD Times, is cooking his recipe for French beef stew from the .NET Guru's Can Cook Cookbook.
It's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. Now you're with SD Times. You're the publisher with SD Times.
I am the publisher. We've been publishing SD Times for almost 13 years now, and it's a magazine that focuses on news analysis, and opinion for the software development industry. And for people that don't subscribe, you should subscribe. sdtimes.com.
Plug.
So the first thing you need to do is just take the beef. We're going to use a nice pan here.
We got about 2 pounds of beef.
2 pounds of beef. Cut up a little onion.
Now, do you matter? I mean, there's so many different types, like the purple onions. We just used a sweet onion here. Is that okay with you?
The sweet onion works fine. It's just an additional, to get a nice little additional flavor in there. You don't have to dice it really small. Clove of garlic.
Anything with garlic's good. And fresh garlic's so much better than dried.
Garlic powder. On the recipe, I said 4 cups.
You did, I
But
followed it to a
that's
T.
really just about a bottle of wine. So this is
Well, we got a big bottle.
This is a big bottle. So we'll this is about half of the large bottle. Then we just mix it up a little bit here. We're gonna add a bay leaf in there.
Bay leaf's always gives good
then,
flavor.
Yeah, and then 2 cloves, which also add a little
Strategically placed.
one on each end. Put that in the fridge. The next step is we need to start cooking the bacon before we take the meat out of the fridge and get that prepared. Let's start the bacon on the oven.
Start the bacon.
Okay.
And you said thick sliced bacon in this, right?
Thick sliced bacon and 4 tablespoons of butter. So we can just throw that in there. We'll just break up this bacon. So with the bacon, we just turn it on to medium, high. Get the, just like you would normally cook bacon for breakfast. All right, so then we get the beef out of the fridge. So now we're gonna strain the wine, the marinade. Take a few pieces at a time. Pat them dry. And then put some flour on this nice plate here. I like to put a lot of pepper and a little bit of salt. So you can do it a couple different ways. You can put the salt in with the flour, or put it on after. I'm just going to put a little pepper in and a little salt in here. And we're going to mix it up. Just so
Oh, that's good even distribution too.
Add a little of those flavors in there with you. Okay, so we're gonna take this crispy bacon. I'm just gonna.
That looks great.
I'm just gonna hold it out. Maybe you can put it on that
Nice and
plate
crispy.
there. Dry it out. And we're gonna use some of this bacon fat. We're not gonna use all of it.
Use all of it.
No, we can use all of it. Okay, so we just pour out a bunch of this bacon grease here.
We gonna do anything else with the bacon?
We're gonna put that aside for now. We add this back in later.
Okay.
So now we're gonna brown the beef. And so what we wanna do here is just get it nice and hot. We're gonna turn it back up to medium high. 2 minutes on each flip, maybe flip it 4 times. With the mushrooms, this is all just sort of a matter of preference. Some people like it to, bigger chunks of mushrooms in their beef stew. I kind of like them big. How do you like them?
Big's great with me. I love
Good
mushrooms.
for you? All right, so if it's good for you,
I'll eat
then
them
we're
whole.
gonna...
I'll eat them stuffed. I don't care.
So next is we're gonna actually add the onions, the thyme, the garlic that was in here.
So we saved this from the marinade. So remember,
Right.
don't
So this,
throw that away.
the onions from the marinade. You want those? Those are
The bomb.
they're great. So we'll add the wine, soaked onions with the garlic that was still in the pan. Okay, so now that the beef is nice and brown, we're gonna add the beef stock.
Oh, that helped to glaze the pan also.
We're gonna add some thyme into that also, 1 teaspoon. And we're also gonna season it with salt and pepper. This is about a teaspoon of pepper, maybe a little bit more. For the salt, yeah, that's about a teaspoon. We're just gonna stir it up a little bit more. Now what we want to do is bring this to a boil. You can see the stock is starting to take some of the, starting to all combine a little bit with the goodness in the bottom of the pan. And you bring this to a boil and let it cook for 2 hours. So now that the beef stew has been cooking for 2 hours, we're going to chop up the bacon and add that, and then add the mushrooms, add the peas, and we're going to chop up these potatoes and add those as well.
And those are Yukon Golds. That's what we got.
I like Yukon Golds, and you could go with the regular Idaho potatoes if you like. And this is a matter of preference too. If you want larger chunks of bacon, you can leave them kind of big chunks, or you can cut them down into smaller little pieces. Add those into the mix. Put them together with the mushrooms. Now that's been cooking for a couple hours. You can see how it's sort of reduced down. All that goodness on the bottom has now made its way into the stew. Okay, now we're gonna put this whole mixture.
We're holding off on the peas.
We'll put the peas in a second. And we just stir it all up. Now we add 1 cup of peas. Stir those in. You want to get it boiling again, and then
Another
simmer
45
it.
minutes after
Another
that.
45 minutes, and then we'll taste it.
Great.
All right, so I think the beef stew is ready.
It's been simmering 45 minutes.
45
Well,
minutes.
that's great.
Let's stir it up a little bit.
Nice and thick. That meat really cooked down. Shall we?
Let's try it. It might be a little hot. You might have to blow on it a little bit first here.
That's perfectly done. The meat's tender, falling apart.
Delicious.
Great job. Very good job.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you.
It was fun to come down and.
Anytime. For all of the recipes featured on the Developer's Kitchen, go to gcpowertools.com/cookbook and find out how to get your own copy of .NET Gurus Can Cook.
right, so then we get the beef out of the stove, out of the fridge. The stove. The fridge.
Do you remember those hardcore Wendy's commercials when they're like they?
Where's the beef?
No. It was Burger King. Burger King. They've never even had a Whopper. And they'd be like this. We stole some Koreans and brought them to America.
Little do they know what they're in store for. We're forcing them
We
to
told them it's kimchi, and they've never seen beef stew before.
Do that in this video.
I've never seen before.
First time.
Yeah, first time. Yeah.
Is there some room here? Not really. It's gonna have to work. Not really. Hope you guys stop filming.
You're not gonna put your apron on? That's a signature apron, man.
Oh, here it is. Okay. Here, can you tie that for me?
Oh.
Can you get my zipper for me?
Don't make me hurt you.
Don't make me hurt you.
I used to be married.
Okay, are you ready? Give us the cue.
Oh, I've been recording.
You're just into the outtakes, aren't you?
The trick is to get a nice even.
The trick is not to get it on your fingers when you're doing it.
Look at this. Oh yeah.
This recipe's going back to Korea.
Yeah.
Here's the Ted Bahr and his extra dry martini.
Thanks, Ted.
Woo! That is a dry martini. Ted, I'll have a couple of these, huh? All right. Good enough.
Could you do that one more time? Just
Wait,
switching it around.
Wait,
Show
that
a
is.
little bit
You
in the
got
bottom.
it dripping off the front. You gotta look
Towards me.
Well,
It's hot. Okay.
Are you cameraman or director?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.